Leadership behavior creates 50 to 70% of an organizational culture. In turn, the organizational culture impacts roughly 35% of organizational performance. This makes leadership behavior and organizational culture the single biggest factor impacting organizational performance. Leaders drive culture and performance by meeting stakeholder demands and creating stakeholder value. In this episode of Coaching Stories and Experience, I, Momita, your executive coach, will share the concept of stakeholder centered leadership and team coaching, which guarantees results. This coaching process involves the stakeholders' feedback towards the start of the coaching engagement. Prior to the engagement, where we evaluate the coachability of the leader, it is also agreed that the stakeholders would play a critical role throughout the journey. So let's understand this further. Once the leader comes on board, the stakeholder feedback is collected through 360-degree assessments and behavioral interviews where substantial data is generated on the strengths and areas of improvement of the leader. The assessments are based on the identified organizational competency. This could be a list of questions which identifies the competency behavior and is circulated amongst all the stakeholders. The behavioral interviews are short 10 minutes to 20 minutes discussions with the stakeholders to highlight incidents, to gather examples, to get some more data on these competencies. Basis the collected data, the leader identifies his leadership growth areas, mostly 2 to 3 areas for a period of 12 months. Once this is mutually agreed, the coach helps the leader to identify behaviors and actions that he would like to start, stop, and continue to facilitate the change. The leader then commits on his courage, humility, and discipline to follow the actions through collecting feed forward from the stakeholder on a regular basis. Well, apologies if I've used too many complicated terms till now. Let me try to simplify this for you. As we all understand by now that executive coaching helps the leader or manager to build his capability through competence enhancement. The addition in stakeholder centered coaching is involving the stakeholders of the leader or manager in the coaching journey. The feedback collected at the start of the journey gives enough data to identify the improvement areas or termed as leadership growth areas. You may also recollect my earlier podcast where I had mentioned that both mindset and behavioral change management is tough since it takes time to change as well as others to notice the change. Hence, when we club feedback and feed forward from the stakeholders, it makes it easier to act as well as to notice. When the stakeholder shares the feedback and feed forward on the leadership growth area every quarter, it motivates the leader to act further on the actions. Feed forward is something that is expected. So, when a stakeholder is sharing what he expects from the leader, it becomes more concrete. The coach then helps the leader to review his actions on what was good, difficult, and different every month. The leader in this process follows a structured, stepped out process throughout the coaching journey. Step 1, he involves the stakeholders by asking, listening, and thanking them for the feedback. Step 2, he emphasizes feed forward through thinking and responding. Step 3, he changes the behavior and perception through his actions, that is, change and follow up. Throughout the year-long behavioral coaching program, the leader or manager masters this process and discipline to incorporate the stakeholder-centered coaching process into his personal leadership style. This results in continuous acceleration of leadership success by coaching themselves and their direct reports. A truly powerful system that drives organizational performance and culture change. To summarize, leadership growth and improving effectiveness takes place at work while interacting with stakeholders. Awareness and acceptance is not enough. One needs action and acknowledgement to grow. Stakeholder centered coaching guarantees measurable leadership growth. The team coaching programs have proven to be highly effective and resource efficient in supporting leaders with their leadership growth and improving team effectiveness at the same time. Team coaching is resource efficient since leaders and team change at the same time. It uses insider expertise and brings about openness to change. Coaching is thereby developed as a leadership skill. I will be talking about leaders as coach in my next episode. Do watch out. An important part of team coaching is team members supporting each others as stakeholders as well as coaches while implementing the action plans to make the change visible. Hope you enjoyed listening to this concept on stakeholder centered leadership and team coaching. I am a certified Marshall Goldsmith stakeholder and team coach and would be happy to help you explore more on this executive and team coaching journey. I would like to stop here by quoting Marshall Goldsmith. As he always says, life is good. Thank you.